Dyslexia, a learning disability. What is dyslexia? Dyslexia is a language-based learning disability. Dyslexia refers to a cluster of symptoms which result in people having difficulties with the specific language skills, particularly reading. Students with dyslexia usually experience difficulties with other language skills, such as spelling, writing, and pronouncing words.
Symptoms of dyslexia.
Writing, difficulty getting ideas on paper, organizational problems, and they can't find the right word.
Listening, problems note-taking, find background noise distracting.
Spelling, similar sounds cause confusion, difficulty hearing sounds, can't remember what words look like.
Reading, losing place in text, moving or overlapping text, and needing to reread.
Motor control, coordination problems, handwriting difficulties, and difficulty coping.
Memory difficulties, sequencing, phone numbers, alphabet timetables, dates.
Spatial and temporal, difficulties with telling time, left-right confusion, and gets lost easily.
What does dyslexia look like? Well, let's have a look. This is what happens when the words are appearing to be three-dimensional on a page. It's pretty tricky to read. Here's what happens when the words appear to be shattering. It's like the words are pulling apart from each other. This is words disappearing. That's not a form of dyslexia you want to have. And here's what happens when the lines of text sort of appear wavy, very difficult. And this is words shaking. You don't want to be trying to read when words are shaking on the page. And this is what happens when the words seem to be swirling. You can see the middle bit clearly, but outside of that it's tough. If your child has dyslexia, help them.
What's your name?
Alexis Lopez.
What type of disability do you have?
Well, I don't see it as a disability, but I have dyslexia.
When did you find out you have dyslexia?
Well, I don't remember because I was a little kid. But I will say I found out when I was in kindergarten, when I was 3 years old.
How did you find out?
In kindergarten, when my teacher started teaching us how to read and write, I noticed that it was very difficult for me. I struggled with reading, spelling, and writing more than the other kids. My teacher also noticed and she called my mother. My mom took me to the specialist. Then I was diagnosed with a specific weakness in phonological development. In other words, it is dyslexia.
What is your medical diagnosis?
Well, I have never seen a doctor because dyslexia is not a medical problem. Also, dyslexia is not typically diagnosed by doctors, mainly because they don't have training in oral reading and writing or spelling assessment or diagnosis. But I remember going to the language therapist all the time when I was a kid.
Do you struggle paying for your medications?
Well, as I said before, dyslexia is not a medical problem, and there is no pill or medication that I can take to cure it. Also, dyslexia is not covered by my medical insurance, so my family has to pay for all my language sessions.
What kind of treatment do you take?
My treatment was taking speech and reading therapy. First, I remember that after school, I went Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to my therapy. My therapist was very patient. She taught me how to read and speak correctly, using alphabet games. Then, after my speech and reading improved, she helped me to write correctly. Today, I know how to write and read, but sometimes, when I'm stressed, I start confusing letters.
Do you ever feel discriminated?
Of course, I think I was discriminated all my infancy. My classmates always made fun of me. In reading and English classes, because of my struggling in reading, speaking, and writing, I felt devastated. But in middle school and high school, everything changed. My dyslexia started to settle down, and I made friends.
Do you study?
Yes, I am studying computer engineer at STC. I think I am a good student.
Do you work?
I work at Barnes & Noble.
Do you drive?
My mom had some issues with me learning to drive, but I needed to drive for myself to go to school and to work. The only thing I have issues is with some streets name.
Do you ever cope with your disability?
Yes, I cope with dyslexia thanks to my therapy. I learned to read fine, and I won some reading trophies. And today I can say I have a 4.0 GPA at college.
Assistive technology. Scanning pens help with the reading of hard copy text. They scan the text one line at a time, and can then read the text back aloud and provide definition of any specific word.
What makes you different from people without disabilities?
I don't think I am different from anybody. I think that everyone deserves respect because we are equal.
Thank
you.
you.